Hey, what's going on? This is Jay from SonyAlphaLab.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the AutoHDR feature on the Sony Nex-5n. It's incredibly easy, but it could be a little bit confusing when you're going through the menu, and I'll show you why. Check this out. When you're doing AutoHDR, you definitely want to make sure that you have your camera set correctly, alright? So what I want to show you is how I have my camera set. So I'm going to hit the mode button here, and that'll tell you what camera mode you're in. And notice how you can just turn this wheel. Extremely easy. I'm going to go to aperture priority mode. That's the mode I like to use most. I'm going to select that mode. Then what I'm going to do is go into the menu, and I just want to show you how I have my image size set, just so you can see. File format, right now I'm recording in MP4. I forgot this is a touchscreen. I got to turn that off. But for image size, I have large 16 megapixel, 3.2 aspect ratio, and quality of fine. Alright, so that's good to go. Now I'm going to go over to brightness and color. And brightness and color is where all the settings relating to that are. So dynamic range optimizer, DRO/AutoHDR is what we're looking for. But notice all these other features in here. This is a very important screen. I go here all the time. You got your ISO, white balance, metering mode, very important, and picture effects, which are really cool and creative style. But what we want is DRO/AutoHDR, which is dynamic range optimizer. So I have that set to auto. That's how the camera comes default, and I recommend leaving it there. It does a really good job. But what we want is the AutoHDR. See this? And then on the bottom, there's an option button. So I'm just going to click that button, and now I can scroll through, and I can decide how many EVs I want. And I'm going to set mine to 6 for this scene because the dynamic range is really high. Shadows are really dark and the highlights are really bright. So I'm going to set it to 6 EV. And you just hit the center button here again. OK. Hit it again. It's ready to go. And right now you can see I have my aperture set to f4. And 1/15 of a second is the shutter speed it's deciding to use, which is fine because I'm on a tripod. But I can actually adjust my aperture by turning this wheel. So I can make it go all the way to f9, you know, wherever you want it. So I'm just going to leave it at f4 for now for this demonstration. Actually, I'm going to put it at f3.5. This will make a good test shot for the lens. And let me just move my focus point. I have the focus point that you can move around. Let me get this thing to focus. I'm not sure why this thing is struggling so much to focus. It seems to be this focus mode that it seems to struggle. So let me put it on something with more higher contrast here. There we go. There we go. So it automatically takes 3 shots. You just hit the shutter button once and it fires off all 3 shots. And the preview just popped up there. So let me show you what it looks like. And there it is. That's the AutoHDR. And what's cool about it is it leaves one frame on there for you to see what a normal exposure would look like. So here's a normal shot at 3.5, 1/20th of a second, ISO 400, right? That's what you would normally get if you just took the picture like a standard one click. But you put AutoHDR on and boom, look at that. Fills in all the shadows. I mean, you could see behind the speakers and stuff. It does a really good job. And down the hallway, you could see it just fills in those shadows. So AutoHDR is really amazing, and I highly recommend trying it and using it. So that's pretty much it when it comes to AutoHDR. I hope you guys got something out of this, and I'll catch up with you on SonyAlphaLab.com. And please don't be afraid to leave comments, ask questions, whatever you guys need. Just let me know, and I will certainly try to accommodate. All right, take care.